Welcome back down on the farm to Bjornholm, episode 25 with me, Mr. Searly P. Here we are again, back at the biogas plant. We are going to sell a bit of silage, not a huge amount. I'm going to be doing another silage harvest at some point soon. But I'm going to sell a bit of silage because we've bought a few things. I'm going to whiz around and show you what we've been up to while we've been off camera, and we've been up to a fair bit, in all honesty. So while that's unloading, we are over at fields 32 and 33. And my planting team, seeding team, have been extremely busy while we've been off camera. Pretty much all the fields we talked about have all been seeded. This is the last one I'm finishing off on. Whilst it does have two field numbers, I did combine them both so it is one big field, and we are getting the last bit of wheat into this field. What I will do very, very quickly is take you over to the growth map. So as you can see, all the fields we talked about right in the centre have all now been seeded. We have got a mixture of canola, we have got barley, we've got potatoes, we've got sugar beet, and if you can see on field 32 and 33, there's that tiny little gap which is just about to be finished, filled in. So we're not doing too bad as far as that goes. Happy with that. So while they're finishing off, I was just doing a bit more silaging because we need a bit more money. I want to buy some more cows, definitely want to buy some more cows, and I'm probably thinking I'm going to get another one of these seeders, the Horsch Pronto. I'm doing a lot of fields. I'm probably going to need another big tractor as well to pull it, but as we're expanding, the fields are getting bigger, there are more of them, and as I've just found out, the time it's taking to actually seed them once they've all been harvested is a long time. I'll just move this out of the way while he comes down. Probably would have been easier if he moved, but not to worry. Right, got a bit of a dancing trailer there on the back of the New Holland. Right, I'll let him do the last stretch because it's the smaller of the ones. So I've still got the Vader stat, and if I do buy another Pronto, it will give me 3 normal seeders. Seems a bit excessive, and maybe it is a little bit, but it'll get the job done a lot quicker. Set him off. I think we missed a tiny little bit just here. Turn the seeder, drop it down, and do that last little bit. So that now is all of those fields complete. And I'll be honest, it was a hell of a job. It took a long time. It was my own fault, because realistically, as I've harvested a field, the next job should be getting the seeders in and the fertiliser in and get it done. I did go around and fertilise all the fields. I had done that. Unfortunately, field 20, 13 and 14, which are just up to the left of the biomass heating plant and the shop, I hadn't fertilised them, so I spent ages, got the seeders going, and then suddenly thought as I was leaving it didn't seem to be the right colour on the ground, so then I had to get the fertiliser spreader out there and get those done. But as you can see, we are getting a little bit of growth, only a little bit, but we are getting some across the fields. It seems to be happening in very odd strips. I'm not quite sure why. Little bits here and there seem to be growing, but not everywhere. Although this one here, 23, seems to be going great guns. So we do have a real mixture of crops in the ground now, which is exactly what we wanted. so that's probably part of the explanation that is needed, is that the Horse Pronto that I'm using now was an additional buy. I bought that while I was off camera because we just needed it. We needed a bigger seeder. I needed to get through them quicker. Only downside to this is there's no way you can really park it because it snakes around all over the place. So unfortunately, this one I am going to just put here for the time being until I think of somewhere to put it. Yeah, I'm not too sure at the moment, but I will just put it here. And we'll park up the T8 for the time being. So now I've got all the crops in the ground, it's going to be a bit of a waiting game. I do have a couple of fields I can harvest, and may well do, but I am definitely going to go down to the cows again and buy some more cows. Might buy some more sheep, but I'm definitely going to sell some more silage. So we'll get the Sammy off the field as well with the Vader stat. He's done. Do like the graphics and the animations. When you pull away, you get that slight lift on the front axle, which is what you get in real life. Well, there you go. I've probably just caused some extensive damage to the front of the New Holland. As per usual, my reversing skills are horrific. That's better. That'll do. Right there. Okay. I'll pop this over here, out of the way as well. It's looking incredibly dirty, but not to worry. It's not like Moomin Seal's on here with me to have a go at me. It's all good. Right, sell a bit more silage I think. If I do keep selling silage, I'm going to have to turn the speed up a little bit at the time. Only because at real time it takes so long for the hoppers to digest, the anaerobic digesters to start digesting. It just sits and sits and sits, and it takes forever to make any money. Now my thought process behind this being, especially if I'm going to buy new cows, that each load in here set on normal gameplay setting, it's about $19,000 for a 12,000 litre load, and each cow is 2,500. So for 10 cows it's 25,000. So just over a full load on this will buy me almost 10 cows. So I'm thinking of increasing the herds, not massively, but if I do 3 or 4 loads of this, I might be able to get maybe another 20 cows, maybe 30. So bear with me while I do a bit of this. I may well do a little bit more as well. I'm still, on the previous episodes of this, I did talk about buying a slurry tanker and a slurry spreader for doing the fields, and you know what, I'm really still battling with that in my head, whether or not to do it or not. I've got that huge tank there. Every time I sell silage from here, the byproduct from the process of making biogas is you get liquid manure, you get slurry as a byproduct. I've got thousands and thousands of litres in it in that big tank. It seems daft to waste it, so I'm going to need money to probably buy one of those. Now what's going to be interesting for me is on FS17, if they are still going to have the ability to do silaging and you're going to have biogas plant like this. I'm not quite sure how it's going to be arranged. I'm hoping someone might have seen sense and decided to put in ramps so you can reverse trailers up, maybe, which would really help things out, because whilst this does work the way I'm doing it, it isn't really... I don't think it was intended to work. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or what, but it's not supposed to be done this way. It's supposed to be done with a wheel loader and bucket. I do know that. So I don't know in FS17 whether they'll have kind of resolved this glitch, but will they have given us another option for doing it? All will be revealed in less than a month. Well, less than a month, about a month. 25th of October I think it's due out. Now, as I showed on my Sosnovka Sovkhoz gameplay series, I did mainly lumber on that one. Didn't do a lot of silage, haven't done a lot of silage. I think we only in episode 35, I think, was one of the multiplayer ones where my partner in crime, Moomin Seal, came on and helped me, that we started to fill up one of the silage bays at the biogas plant. All the money we've made up to that point had all been done on lumber. I've done a little bit on here, but not a lot. Here we are again, back with the coups. They're all here. Well, I say they're all here. The ones that I will show on the animations are here. So, I'm going to get some more cows. That was expensive. But we now have 60 cows. So we should start getting more manure, more liquid manure, but it's also going to take more to feed them. They're going to get through that a lot quicker. But that's what we're here for. The quicker they get through that, the more bales we're going to need, and so on. But for the time being, that's all good. Whoa. God, got any stampede. What is going on? They're attacking me. Right, I'm going to get out of here before I get trampled. They're in good condition. They're a good weight. I'm happy with that. So that's our cows sorted. All of our fields planted, some growing. So what I'm going to do is move up to field 34 and 39 on the southeast side of the map, with the forage harvester and a couple of legal trailers. I'm going to start doing the all crop harvest down there, and I'm hoping to move on to maybe a multiplayer session on that to get some more done. I do want to do some more, or do some wood chipping on Sosnovka. I haven't done that yet on that map, so I'm hoping to maybe do some on a multiplayer with Moomin Seal as well. So here we are, back in the Big X. It's a monster, but I do like it. So we'll hook up to the two Flegels, being that they're probably the only thing this will pull. Actually, I'm curious. I'm going to try something here. Having bought the IT runner, I'm pretty sure it's not going to hook up to the IT runner, but we'll see. Just in case, you never know. It might do. And that would be a resounding no. Okay, never mind. That's why I bought the Flegels in the first place, because they're one of the few trailers that will actually hook up to the Chrome Big X, which is slightly irritating. And off up the hill we go. And here we are at our destination. This is quite a wide header, as I recall, but I will open it up. Generally speaking, everything about the Crone equipment is pretty big. The Swadro, this, the Big M, they're big bits of machinery. Right, I will open up the pipe, make sure that's working. I have blocked the road, whoops, and I will turn this on, and let's get going with some all crop harvesting, turning this maize or corn into chaff to turn into silage. Doing it this way you get a massive yield. I think I did it before on field 22. I think I had it split into two separate fields, but I did an all crop on there, I think. But I'll do some more, fill up the other silage bay, or start filling up the other silage bay. I know I've got silage there already, but I'll get some more in there. That's what this crop was designed for. I think I've got another field of maize over in the rest of field 22 and 19. That I'm actually going to harvest for corn. Now in reality, that corn would obviously could be sold for just corn, could be used for feed, whether it's for the chickens or cows or anything. So a lot of these crops, whilst they are sold, a certain amount would probably be kept back to be used for feed. The bales would be used, and then the silage, generally speaking, whilst it is used, is often a kind of a filler. It's there as an emergency, and for some reason, I don't know if it's like it in real life, but on this it's worth a bit of money. And then when we get to 32,000 litres, the header will switch and chuck it into the back trailer very, very shortly. There we go. Tiny little flick on the top of the header, and now it's going into the back trailer, as you can see. Now this is another one of those interesting things which I've, in the time that I've been playing FS15, before I started doing YouTube clips and that kind of stuff, I tried all different ways of doing this, and I may well move on to doing this as well on this map, is buying another 2 Flegel trailers, which I know it's excessive, and having 4 up here. Now the truck, the Tatra, will pull 4. I think it'll pull more than 4, but it'll pull 4 trailers loaded. It struggles uphill, but from here it should be going downhill. So what you do is you do this with 2 trailers on. When they're full, you unclip them, hook up another 2, do all of that, and then the lorry will collect all 4 up, big long daisy chain, and end up taking 128,000 litres in one go, which is a more efficient way of doing it, I suppose. Albeit, again, probably not particularly realistic. That would work out about 128,000 tonnes. I'm pretty sure. There aren't many vehicles that would be able to cope with that. And because I was talking, I didn't even notice that I'd actually filled up. 64,000 litres. Now, I am going to unclip, disconnect, unhook. And I'm going to get the lorry over here to help us, because that will make life a lot easier. We may end up ending the episode and carrying on in the next episode of this with that all crop harvest for silage, because I'm not sure we're going to fit it all in. I don't want to do what I do normally do, and I've said this in the previous 2 episodes on here. I'm trying to get to a point where I do one job without skipping around, and that can mean sometimes that you stay on one thing for a whole episode, but that's no bad thing. This field though up here, because I've combined it, could easily take 3 episodes to clear it. I don't intend doing that, so what I might well do is do a little bit more at the start of the next episode and then skip ahead to finishing it. I don't really want to finish it all off screen, but I might do. We'll see. See how we get on. It's a big field. That's another, yeah, I've mentioned this before, and I keep saying that repeatedly, but I have mentioned this before, as well as lots of other things I mentioned before. I normally get the Tatra. It's 6-wheeled. It's a little bit cheaper than the Man as well, I believe, but also it has the trailer hitch on the back, so as well as picking up articulated trailers, it will also pick up normal trailers, just like this. Now, what I will do, or I'll try to do for the next episode, is get enough money from silaging to buy another 2 of these trailers, and I'll show you what I meant about moving 4 at a time. So what I'm going to do now is take this back over to the biogas plant, which should be just down the side here. I'm going to put my beacons on. This is quite a heavy load. It actually feels heavy. This is struggling to tug it. But these lorries, because they've got lots of gears, trucks, sorry, they can pull some quite heavy loads. Once they get rolling, they're not too bad at all. So, we will carry on with this in the next episode. I will try and get a bit of money together doing a bit of silage off screen. So I've got 2 more flegals, and I'll show you what I mean. That's probably it for this episode. Again, it depends how I edit it together. But this is probably likely to be where we end up. We are heading down to the biogas plant now. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. We got a little bit more done as we keep doing. We are doing bits and bobs as we move along. I will unload this now. If you enjoyed the episode, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe already, hit subscribe. Plenty more videos on all 3 maps coming your way. And then in a month's time, Farming Simulator 17 as well. If you've got a comment about anything that's happening, please do leave a comment. We are now on Facebook. Pop over there. There's a lot of screenshots being posted onto Facebook of different things that are happening. So go and join us on Facebook. Whatever you decide to do, as is always the case at the end of my videos. Thanks for watching.